Today I'm going to talk about how I tricked my house into cleaning itself, and this is the ADHD Mom Edition. So I have not deep cleaned my house in at least 3 weeks, but it's cleaner than ever. So how is it that I tricked my house into doing the work for me? And if you have ADHD, like me, this video is literally going to change your life. So let me guess. You start cleaning the living room, walk to the kitchen to put away a cup, you see dishes, then remember the laundry. So then you go to the bedroom to see that the bed's not made, and 6 hours later, nothing is actually clean. Yeah, mom life. Especially if you have ADHD. Sometimes instead of executive function skills, we have executive chaos. So I stopped trying to clean my house the old-fashioned way. Instead, I created a house that cleans itself. And I'm not talking about robot vacuums. I'm talking about invisible systems that do the work when you're not even trying. So rule number one touch surfaces. So every surface in my house has one job. The kitchen counter, it's for meal prep and cooking only. Mail goes in one basket that is by the door, never on the counter. This alone makes my heart sing with joyful peace. If you put something down just for a second, it will live there for 6 months, I've learned. So one touch surfaces fix this. This basket by the door, it can get ugly. I don't care, it works. Everything goes there that comes in that is mail related. And when it gets full, I will sort it. It takes 10 minutes, done. Rule number 2, closing routines, not cleaning routines. So I don't clean the kitchen anymore the way that you might think of cleaning the kitchen. Not every day, not every week. We do a once a month big, huge kitchen cleaning routine. So what we have adopted is a kind of like a closing routine, like we're a restaurant, I guess, with 8 people to feed. That is 24 meals served a day. So I guess kind of in a way we are like a little mini restaurant. But the rule is this: we wipe down, we start the dishwasher, and the trash goes out if it needs. And it's like a 5-minute routine if everybody stays on task. That's it. The kitchen closes after breakfast and lunch. Well, sort of. I'm not that strict, but we do have a rule that where if somebody comes in and makes a snack, they do need to clean it up after themselves, not just leave it. For some of us in the house, especially those of us who are under 25, obviously excluding me, but for those who are younger and still learning executive functioning skills, also known as youth, the brain hates the phrase clean the kitchen. It's way too vague. The youth brains love a clear-cut checklist or a closing routine because it's specific and it has an end. By the way, if you want my checklist, my kitchen cleaning checklist, you can get it. It is in my store. It's also in my courses. So rule number 3, outgoing stuff. It goes directly in the vehicle. Anything leaving the house goes out immediately. Library books, returns, donations. Stop trying to remember. Just know that you won't. And put it in the car. Put it in the vehicle so you don't have a pile of stuff that needs to leave the house that just keeps growing because you keep forgetting it. Rule number 4, the doom box is your friend. Keep a box with things that you don't know what to deal with. So once a week, set a timer, and for 10 minutes, deal with whatever's in the box. That's it. When the timer goes off, the box closes, even if the stuff is still in there. Perfection is the enemy of done. The doom box, it keeps your surfaces clear while giving you permission to be human and relax a little bit. Okay, so some real talk for a second. These systems, they work, but here's what I learned the hard way. If you are like me and you're dealing with ADHD, trauma, PTSD, or if you're just constantly overwhelmed by the mental load, you can organize your house all day long, but if your nervous system is dysregulated, nothing is going to stick. And I spent years feeling like I was broken because I couldn't keep up. And then I realized I wasn't failing at homemaking. I was trying to build a peaceful home on top of a unhealed foundation. So I began to heal and learn new skills. This process, it began around 10 years ago, actually a little over 10 years ago. And recently I put all of it into a course just for you. Beauty from Ashes is a mini course specifically for Christian women with ADHD, PTSD, or chronic overwhelm. It is 8 lessons that walk you through why your brain works the way that it does, how trauma shows up in your daily homemaking, how to build rhythms that support your nervous system instead of triggering it, and how to parent and protect your marriage when you're constantly overwhelmed. This is not just another homemaking course telling you to just make a schedule or how to decorate better, okay? This is about healing first, then building systems that actually work for brains like ours. These systems I'm showing you, they're from that course, by the way. They're what changed everything for me. So if you're feeling like you're the only one who can't figure this out, you're not the only one. I will link to the course in my description box below, as well as the comments. In the course is where I teach you to build a home that supports your healing, not the other way around. Okay, so back to the systems. Rule number 5, multiply everything. So what I mean by this is I used to have one trash can. Then I'd find trash on the counter and in different rooms, on the floor, because walking to the trash was too far for people in the house's brains, or sometimes even my brain. So now we have trash cans everywhere. Hampers are in every room. Cleaning wipes are in every bathroom. If you keep leaving something in the wrong place that you need often, it's not you failing, it's that the item is simply in the wrong place. So if you multiply that item and put multiple ones in the right places, it goes a long ways. So here's an example. If you're leaving your coat in a specific chair, or if somebody in the house is leaving their coat in a specific chair every day, you can add a hook right at where you walk in, and the coat can go on the hook now. It's automatic. So rule number 6, the 5-minute room reset, ADHD edition. This is actually from a viral cleaning method, but I ADHD'd it a long time ago, and I have been doing this for over a decade. Honestly, it's the only way that I can get a room clean. So what I do is I pick one room and I grab a clothes basket. I go into that room, I set the timer for 10 to 20 minutes. I start in one corner and I go methodically around the room clockwise or counterclockwise. And I do not leave the room. When you see something that belongs in another room, put it in the clothes basket. You do not leave to put it away, okay? Whatever you do, don't leave the room. If you leave the room, your brain is basically like a computer that froze and you have to reset it or restart it, only you go to restart it and see that it didn't save the last 10 minutes of work that you had done. So it has to reset and you have to spend an hour trying to figure out where you left off. That's what happens when you jump around in different rooms. So don't leave the room, because your brain does a reset every time you leave the room. Out of sight equals out of mind, especially if you have ADHD or are dealing with overwhelm. So stay in the room. The mess in the other room can't distract you if you stay in the one room that you're in as well. So when the timer goes off, you're done. Grab your pile, grab your basket, and take it to start putting it away. You could also just take it to the next room and repeat the process in that room. Rule number 7, reset, don't clean. So I stopped saying I need to clean. Now I say we're resetting the room. Actually, if I'm being completely honest, I have 6 kids. So the phrase actually comes out something along the lines of, are we competing with hoarders today? We need to clean this room up right now. Usually it takes us like 90 seconds, maybe 5 minutes at the most, because there's a lot of hands. There's a lot of hands making it messy, so then there's a lot of hands cleaning it up. But a reset isn't about deep cleaning. It's about returning the room to neutral. Everybody going around and picking up their items and putting them away. Clean sounds exhausting, but reset sounds more doable. Words, they matter to ADHD brains. So here's the secret, and when no one is telling you. A self-cleaning house doesn't stay clean because you're finally disciplined or because you're frantically going around tidying all the time. It stays clean because you designed your house around your actual brain, not the brain you wish you had or somebody else has. The truth is, I am not better at cleaning now. My house just has fewer steps, fewer decisions, fewer places for my brain to wander off. So when I say I haven't deep cleaned in 3 weeks, I mean I haven't gone around scrubbing the baseboards, mopping under the fridge, washing the windows, but the house stays in this constant state of good enough because it resets itself every single day. 80% clean 100% of the time beats 100% clean 5% of the time. If you're an overwhelmed mom with ADHD, save this video. Your house doesn't need to be Instagram perfect, okay? It just needs to work for your brain. So hey, comment reset if you're trying this method, or leave your own tips below in the comment. Let's normalize houses that are lived in and functional. Now, go trick your house into cleaning itself. If you're anything like me, you're running around all day trying to keep your house together, and the last thing that you have time for is meal prep sometimes, or standing in the kitchen making snacks. So here's what I have been keeping around and keeping stocked up in my house at all times lately. Lineage Provisions grass-fed beef sticks. One of the things that I love about these is they have beef, liver, and heart, so organ meats, which are incredibly nutritious and beneficial. Lineage also has an ancestral recipe with the beef liver and heart, and it's baked right in. So you're getting organ meat nutrition without the taste. It doesn't taste like liver, I promise. This is perfect if you're trying to eat nose to tail, but can't handle the texture of liver or heart. These are literally the cleanest and most delicious protein snacks I have ever found. Just 3 ingredients in most of them: grass-fed beef, salt, and vinegar. That's it. Some of them do have, like these ones are the garlic and onion. There's no sugar, no seed oils, no weird preservatives. They're from regeneratively raised cattle, and they're air dried for 5 days to lock in all of the nutrients, and they taste incredible. My kids actually asked for them, which is saying something. And here's the best part for people like me with ADHD brains. They're grab and go, no thinking required. So if you forgot to eat like I do all of the time, just grab one from the fridge or the pantry and you have got 10 grams of protein, complete protein, right there. I like to keep these everywhere, but especially at my desk. But you can keep them in the car, in the diaper bag, by the front door. You could get them for your husband's lunches. I find that when I'm dysregulated and hungry, I make terrible food choices. But if I have these on hand, I can reset my blood sugar and my brain in 2 minutes flat and be good to go. Lineage also carries other products like honey and some other amazing products like steak jerky. The link is in my bio. If there is a code, I will provide one for you. Trust me, these products are a game changer for busy, overwhelmed moms who need real food fast.